Alright guys, so today what we're going to do is talk about calculating surface area by using our net. So we're going to take two skills that we already know how to do, drawing nets and finding area, and we're going to put them together in one big target, okay? So what is surface area? Surface area is the total area of the surface of a three-dimensional object. So it's like the outside. So it's like if you were wrapping a present, you would be covering the surface area. If you were painting the outside of a house, you would be covering the surface area. It's any area that is on the outside of the surface. Okay, so for example, we have a cube here. Okay, and if I wanted to calculate the area of all of the outside surfaces, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a net. I'm going to find an area of each individual piece, and then to get the surface area, I'm going to add it all up. Okay, so how to calculate? First, you're going to determine the 3D shape in the net that you need to draw. You're going to label your dimensions on the net. You're going to find the area of each section of your net, and then you're going to add all of those areas together. So my first example we've got here is a rectangular prism. So we know that our net of a rectangular prism looks like this. It's our cereal box that we laid out flat. You've got your front cover, your little tiny nutritional side, your back cover, then your little ingredient side. You've got your top, you've got your bottom. Make sure you have all of your pieces. Then what you're going to do is you're going to label your dimensions, or you're going to label your side links, okay? So we know that the longest part, or the height of our cereal box, is 10 centimeters. So all of these are 10 centimeters, okay? We also know that the width of our box is 5 centimeters. So I'm going to label the one that's across from it is also 5 centimeters, okay? So we're going to label our 5s. The width of the top is 5 because it's got to match up, okay? Now we've got to put on our smallest measurement, which is a 2, okay? Now, this part matches up with this part. So these are both 2, okay? This is 2, therefore this is 2. And same thing with this little piece down here, okay? So now that we have our dimensions measured, what we're going to do is we're going to find the area of each section. Now, we're going to be using our area formulas, so we have to write them. This is a rectangle. So the area formula for a rectangle is area equals length times width. I have a length of a length of 10 and a width of 5. So area equals 10 times 5. So we know that the front cover area is 50 centimeters squared. Okay, now I don't have to do that work again. If the front cover is 50 centimeters squared, the back is 50 centimeters squared. So I'm just going to write that on my net. I know that this is 50 centimeters squared. I showed that work right here. Now we're going to work on our bottom. Okay, again, it's a rectangle. So we're going to use area equals length times width. The length is 5. The width is 2. So the area is 10 centimeters squared. Now, if the bottom area is 10 centimeters squared, we know that the top area is also 10 centimeters squared. I don't have to show that work. I showed it right here. I can just write it on the top. Okay. Last but not least, we have our little piece right here, the little skinny side. It's a rectangle, so we're still going to be using area equals length times width. My length is a 10, because remember it's that longest side, times 2 as my width. So the area is 20 centimeters squared. Now, this little skinny side has an area of 20 centimeters squared. Then this one also has an area of 20 centimeters squared. Now, to get the total surface area, we're just going to take all of these and we're going to add them up. So I had 20 for my little tiny sides. I had 50 for the back, 50 for the front, 10 for the top, 10 for the bottom. When I add them all up, I get that the surface area is 160 centimeters squared. All right, so let's take a look at a few different more 3D shapes, okay? So this first one we have here is a triangular prism. Triangular prism. It's triangular because it's got these two ends, and it's a prism because it has these rectangular sides. So we're going to first draw our net, okay? So my net has 3 rectangular sides and 2 triangular bases. Then what we're going to do is we're going to label our side links, Okay, now I see that my longest side length is a 12. Okay, so this is 12, this is 12, this is 12, you know, they're all 12. All those long ones are 12. Now, I also see from here to here, the base of that triangle, oh, sorry, from here to here, along the side of our rectangular side is 7, and this one is 7, okay? The base of my triangle is a 4. The base of this triangle is the same. It's also a 4. And then the height of the entire shape, so the height of my triangle, I'm going to draw that in, is 6, is 8. The height is 8. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to find the area of each individual piece. Okay. So let's start with our base here. We know that our formula is area equals length times width. The length is 12 and the width is 4. So the area of that base is 48 centimeters squared. Okay, let's take a look at our sides. Again, we're going to use area equals length times width because it's a rectangle. We have a 7 times 12. So the area of this piece is 84 centimeters squared. Now, this side over here is also a 7 by 12. So it is also 84 centimeters squared. I don't have to show any work. I did that right here. Okay. Now our last step is to find the area of our triangular ends. And the area formula for a triangle is area equals 1/2 base times height. So we're going to fill in our base is 4 and our height is 8. Okay. So the area is 16 centimeters squared. If this triangular end is 16 centimeters squared, then this triangular end is also 16 centimeters squared. Last step is to take all of these individual sections and add them up. So I have 16, I have 48 for the base, 84 and 84 for my two sides, and then 16 for a triangular end, 16 for the triangular end. We're going to add them together. When we do, we get 248 centimeters squared. Okay, let's take a look at a triangular pyramid. First thing we're going to do, I know it's a triangular pyramid because the base is triangular and the sides are also triangular, so it's a triangular pyramid. I'm going to draw my net. So my net has a triangular base, and then I attach my 3 triangular sides. Now we need to attach our measurements. I can see that the base of the triangle is 12, okay? All of the bases of the triangles are 12. The height of the triangle is 8. The height of all of the triangles is 8. Okay, so I'm going to start by finding the area of my triangular base. And if you remember, area formula is area equals 1/2 of the base times the height. So the base is 12 and the height is 8. I'm going to fill those in my side lengths. Area equals 1/2 of 12 times 8, which gives me 48 meters squared. Now, as we put our measurements on our triangular pyramid, each section had a base of 12 and a height of 8. So I don't have to show that work again. I know that this section's area is going to be 48 meters squared. I know that this section's area is going to be 48 meters squared. I know that this section's area is 48 meters squared because they all have the exact same dimensions. Now, when I add them up, I have 48 for the base, 48 for a side, 48 for another side, 48 for another side. I'm going to add those, and I get that the total surface area is 192 meters squared.